What's up, everybody? Welcome out to another episode of Death Battle Cast. I am once again not Ben, because we're giving him another week off. So we had a fun episode planned for y'all today, and I didn't want to sit this one out, and we didn't want to have too many cooks in the kitchen because it's going to get really nerdy. So I was like, I invited a friend on who I'll introduce here in just a second. And so we gave Ben 2 weeks off to chill. So I hope you guys had a fun time with me driving last week because I had a blast. So without further ado, let's get right into the intros. Joining us as always is the incredibly talented and the hardest person on the show to debate, Liam Swan.
Whoa, that's like the first time I've been like the second one announced or brought on. This is great. This is awesome.
Oh
hey
my
guys,
God, get over yourself.
what's
Holy
happening?
shit.
No, I'm not gonna get over myself. This is an impossible mountain to get over.
And
like,
look,
how are you gonna do that? I'm 6'2".
For these characters, you know, it's an anime matchup, so of course, when we're like, you know, Liam's like, oh yeah, I'll rock Denji, then you know, we're merely just like, who should rock DJ? We should reach out to DJ. So
what's up? It's me. I'm back.
We both like
first
both of
time
these.
since I got hired as an editor that I'm on cast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So man, just gonna sing DJ's praises real quick. DJ's been absolutely crushing it. Not only is this man an excellent researcher, an excellent writer, but an excellent editor, and he's stepped up. And dude, you do so much stuff with the community, and you're like down at the drop. I had to come on Death Battle Cast and try and take down Liam. So huge shout out to
Liam was
DJ.
feeling himself too much. I gotta
Gonna come in and ruin my fucking day. It was my birthday yesterday. Why are you coming in to ruin?
That is true. I was gonna drop that.
You're like pushing 30 now. That's what's going on.
I'm actually 69.
All right, careful, DJ.
Oh, okay.
Careful.
So you're 77.
Read the room, sir. As I turn to dust.
I'm turned 27.
But for our fourth slot today, we have a guest who I've been trying to get on for a while, but the schedules didn't line up, and then I forgot when we were supposed to do it, and then I was like, oh man, we got to make this happen. He is an incredibly talented writer, performer, comedian, and all-around online himbo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Iffy.
Hello, let's go. We did it. It's time. We made it happen.
I'm feeling a little iffy about this guest.
Oh yeah. Oh, look, it's all good. It's
I bet
not
you've
the
never
first,
heard that
won't be the
before.
last. Yeah, no, that's every like dad who sees me is ready. Like every dad, every girlfriend's parents I've met, I have not made it through without being hit with the I'm feeling iffy about this guy. But we're here. You know, we're here.
I'm half dad genetically.
Yeah.
What?
I don't have a child. I'm just like genetically half dad.
I mean, if you've had a Tamagotchi, you know, you might. Well, I mean, based on what y'all were saying about age, you may have not had a Tamagotchi. You know.
I was around for Tamagotchi, but I never had.
I was Nintendogs. That was my deal.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He's a little younger. He's a Nintendo.
Well, yeah, I was with Nintendogs. I was just a little too older for that. I was like, you think I'm gonna get a DS and play with some dogs? No, I'm about to be outside in the sun playing buck tie. What you mean?
Yeah, no, dude. I loopholed it. I was like, oh, my girlfriend will love that. And I was like, look, babe, I bought you Nintendogs. And then I was like, I got a little dog. I got the dog.
Did you ask what is buck tie? You didn't get to play buck tie was
that sounds like
a Hideo Kojima produced game where you were a vampire hunter and you had to play it outside because the cartridge would suck up the sun.
The sunlight.
I forgot all about that.
I thought
I don't know anything about
like
it.
UK space TIE, like it was some weird fucking Texas game where you go and like find some wild animal and like hog tie it. I was like, what the fuck is buck tie? Is this what they do down there?
Oh yeah.
Buck tie.
Gotcha. Buck tie. Yeah.
The sun is in your hands.
What a great tagline. That's amazing. So like last year, I was like probably around July or August of last year, I reached out to Iffy and I was like, dude, yo, you gotta come on Death Battle Cast. And then he's like, man, I'm for that time slot, he's like, I'm booked writing until like December. And I was like, got it. We'll do like a Christmas special. We'll have you on. Totally forgot.
Yeah.
And then we were at RTX doing comedy night together. And I said, what's up? And then I was like, oh, fuck. I never had you on Death Battle Cast.
Yeah, and I'll have you know, the AMPTP was like, hey, just so you know, the reason that we're not coming to the table with these deals is because you weren't on Death Battle Cast. Like we heard
wow, you're gonna label
streets,
that on me?
We heard on the streets that you were supposed to be on Death Battle Cast. You weren't there, so we're not saying yes to any of this. Go on.
Oh no, it's my fault.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
Look at him. Now you're gonna have to pay him.
Oh God, no. Well, you know. So anyway, I was like, oh shit, we gotta get you on. So then I was like, what do you want to do? And then you tossed out Itadori.
Yep.
And
That's
then
my boy. I should have brought
Mhm.
my figure down here. It's upstairs. This is my.
Oh yeah. That's how you have to prove it, right? Like,
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm
like,
to the anime crowd. You have to be like, I have the figure. Like,
Yeah.
here, hold on.
On one of the researchers actually had gifted me like a Gojo shirt like last year. I should have wore that today, but it's whatever. I think it's dirty.
I should have worn my
Coulda.
Makima outfit. Completely.
I love this Shenron. I actually got that in Japan.
Just
Got it in
kidding.
Japan.
I don't have a Makima outfit. Don't anybody spread that around. Actually, spread that
All right.
around. Spread that around that I have a Makima outfit.
Yeah, and so Itadori was brought up originally. I think you mentioned, who is it? Tanjiro, right? And then we were like, I don't know, we've heard a lot of requests for Denji.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing today. So Liam's gonna be representing Denji. DJ is gonna be representing Itadori. And we're gonna see how this goes. If it's your first time watching Death Battle Cast, you get to participate along. If you're watching live, we're live 3 p.m. Central every Tuesday, and we always checking out the chat, adding to the conversation. It's always great. And then also we've got our polls up, so you can participate along by voting in the chat towards the end on who you think did the best job arguing and who you think would win. And then it's also up to Iffy and I to be cast in a vote. And then if it's a tie, we go to our TD mic, and it gets crazy. So let's. We've been talking a lot. We should probably get right into it. But shout out to Gelatin Man for gifting 10 Death Battle memberships.
Oh, yeah,
out
thanks,
to
Gelatin
everybody.
Man.
Thanks, Gelatin
Thank
Man.
you,
You're
I'm
Gelatin
glad
Man.
you finally made your way to the Discord server. I was wondering
Man
why
of
you hadn't joined.
gelatin, man of
It was
love.
probably my fault.
A man of gelatin and love. Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go
Alright.
first.
Not
You know what?
everybody
I'll go
at
first.
once.
Let me go ahead.
I'll
and,
go first.
Okay.
No, I want
let
to
me
go
get
first.
my-
But DJ put the glasses
get my
on.
glasses
Ooh,
on. Got my
okay.
clipboard. You know what I'm saying?
Liam's
All right,
gonna go first.
DJ, 60
All right.
seconds on the clock. Let's go.
I said I was gonna
Nope.
go first.
No, the glasses
All right.
sold me. I'm driving today. All
I have
powerful.
sunglasses on. Why is my thing?
All right. So Yuji Itadori, somewhere between a special grade and a grade 1 sorcerer of Jujutsu Kaisen. Now we don't need to get into the specific of Jujutsu Kaisen right now, but he can essentially manipulate curse energy, which is just a negative form of energy derived from all humans. Now, the thing with Itadori, right, is that he doesn't have his specific curse energy. But what we're going to learn today is that not only is he stronger, he's faster, and he can scale to basically the high-end feats for the series, which is going to be astronomically above anything within Chainsaw Man current. So with these abilities that he has, even though he doesn't have a lot, I think the potency of these abilities is what's going to take him to his victory here. Itadori may not be as impressive or like as bombastic as Denji, but I think we all know like who's going to win at the end of the day. I got the scans. I got tons of shit to put on my plate. Liam's about to take this fat L. Let's do it.
All right, 5 seconds going back. You may be the first person on Death Battle Cast to actually bring ink and paper into this scenario. Like,
No.
Oh, there's like
was.
nothing on that.
oh, okay,
I
really?
flew into Texas with ink and paper. I printed that shit out and I laid it out.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
you
true.
Can't take that away from me.
I think the one thing that we'll need to establish is how do you want to get whooped today? Do you want Denji to not Denji? Do we want Sukuna to have Sukuna? Do you want Yuji to have Sukuna or without Sukuna? Shut up.
Give him Sukuna. Give him Sukuna, dude.
Okay, great. So you're gonna lose even harder. Great, good
Yeah,
to know.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can go ahead now.
Interesting. All right, Liam, tell us why you're so confident.
DJ just spat out a lot of horse shit. He made the classic error of posting the scans you're going to use ahead of time in our Slack chat. So I actually know exactly what he's going to use. So I just went and recently finished rereading Jujutsu Kaisen, so I picked out the scans I need to counter it. We're going to get to it. The fact of the matter is, Denji is just as physically impressive as Itadori. And Itadori is at a point in the manga where he doesn't have his special unique curse technique yet. So he's just a hand-to-hand fighter. He doesn't have the same variety that Denji has with his chainsaws, which to be fair is not a shit ton, but it is enough to kill Itadori. He matches him in strength, speed, and durability. He's got those chainsaws. He's gonna rip him apart. DJ
chainsaws.
doesn't know what's coming for him. I focused on the image of myself with the sunglasses, and I was like, I look cool, and I lost focus there.
I don't like wearing my glasses if I'm next to my computer, so I just took my shits off. They're my prescriptions.
Also, he shouldn't get Sukuna. Realistically.
Oh, he should. Okay.
Oh, wait,
Cool.
you're
All
on.
right, so
you
yeah,
literally
yeah.
just said
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter either.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters either. Like, Yuji will win in either way, but
no, he doesn't, and he super doesn't scale to Sukuna on his own, which I know is the point that you're going to bring up.
Oh no, that's not the main point I was going to.
Well, you just said he scales to the top tiers.
Wow.
How does he scale to them?
They're arguing in moves ahead of the moves that have been stated. Like right now, me and Chad are in the sideline watching them, but we don't see anything. And Chad's like, they're moving so fast. They're
debating so fast. I can't.
Yeah. You're
just and regen. That's the big thing. I should have just said like, yeah, Denji has regen. I mean, that's the big thing. They're equal in stats, but Denji has crazy ass fucking regen. That's how it breaks down basically. And it could definitely change because Jujutsu Kaisen is like somewhat wrapping up relatively soon-ish, if I recall. It's like within the next year or so. So Yuji's going to get some sort of, or fucking better at least, get some sort of like upgrade or something to make him relevant to the people that are currently the high tiers. But he very explicitly is not relevant to people in the high tiers, to a point where this is kind of a meme in the community where it's like, why isn't Yuji like the fucking main character right now? It's just Gojo shit. And we love Gojo shit. But he simply isn't as powerful as the high tiers, and he would need to be to decisively beat Denji. He's somewhere in the middle right now. I'd say he's probably stronger than like the characters in the Shibuya arc to some degree, like a little bit.
Yeah.
But not enough that definitely doesn't scale to Gojo. Definitely doesn't scale to Sukuna. Definitely doesn't scale to anybody.
But if we are adding Sukuna, he does scale to Gojo, and that's the whole point. Like you said it yourself. Like if we take away Sukuna, right, then they're at a similar level of power. But if we include Sukuna, he has Sukuna's curse technique.
So he does
same deal as if we have.
He does lose
Vegeta.
if he doesn't have Sukuna. Is what you're saying?
No, he doesn't lose. And
why doesn't he lose?
Okay, here.
Okay, so
we should talk about what Sukuna means.
For the love of God!
We should talk about what the fuck that means. I think first of all.
Stop.
Yeah.
Kage gifted 10 memberships like a million years ago. Thank you, Kage.
Whoa!
I'm trying to get that in.
Thank you,
Kage. Oh my
God. Y'all, keep in mind, there may be people here watching that don't know what the hell you're talking about, like me, and you're just like, name, like if you would say it, we're like, holy God, like, let's talk about what the characters can do.
So
we should talk about what Sukuna
Jujutsu Kaisen, the basic plot line is that Yuji Itadori, just a regular high school student, ends up falling into possession of a cursed spirit, and this happens to be the king of cursed spirits, which is Sukuna. Sukuna is the strongest curse who's ever lived, and he got separated into 20 fingers that they need to feed Yuji in order to kill the king of curses and eventually Itadori. So the story of Jujutsu Kaisen is basically leading up to Yuji's execution, or assumably, because currently, spoiler alert, he no longer has Sukuna. Sukuna is within the body of his friend Megumi. But if we were to include the times where he did have Sukuna, then he has his curse techniques and he has a ton of other abilities and scaling that would make him astronomically stronger than Denji. But without it, they're even, and I would still argue a Yuji victory there. So it's how close it is, not if Yuji would win or
not. No, not at all. He would need Sukuna to win, and even then I think it's debatable. But without Sukuna, and okay, we should explain why you would or would not include Sukuna, because this is a debate. I saw people talking about this. Sukuna is a Jujutsu sorcerer who became a curse, I think is the idea. He's the most powerful character in the series. One of the most powerful right now. Wow. He's one of the main antagonists. He's Yuji's main antagonist, basically. The idea is that Yuji at the beginning of the story eats one of Sukuna's fingers. That's like, they're like a cursed object now after his death. And then Sukuna is in his body, like in his, soul or whatever.
Yep.
Not in his soul, but he's in his body. He can possess.
It's like his evil power dark side.
The more fingers that Yuji eats, the more powerful Sukuna becomes, and the easier it is to take control of his body. And there's a couple of times in the series where he takes control of his body. Now, that can sound kind of like Kurama and Naruto, but the difference is that Yuji's power set is separated from Sukuna. When Sukuna possesses Yuji, it's just like Sukuna that happens to have Yuji's body. But it's all Sukuna's powers. They're all produced by Sukuna. He just happens to be in Yuji's body at the time that he's fighting. It isn't something that Yuji can activate unless he's going to give his body away to Sukuna, and he would literally rather fucking die than do that, because Sukuna kills a shit ton of people. Yuji, feels a sense of responsibility for what Sukuna does when he's possessed. But that's because Yuji's a good guy and he wants to take responsibility for that. But he has absolutely no control of his body with Sukuna. He doesn't know any of Sukuna's techniques. Doesn't have any of Sukuna's powers. His power set is separated. I think that
so the power set separated, that's kind of unclear right now. So when he's in Megumi's body right now, the whole point of him being in Megumi's body is so he can get his 10 cursed shadow technique, which basically allows him to summon different curses with.
But Yuji doesn't have any powers on his own, so he doesn't get any.
He has cursed technique. He has like cursed energy and cursed technique. He's still deriving power from what Yuji has, because within their when Yuji and Sukuna finally fight, Megumi actively represses his own cursed energy in order to be able to fight Sukuna on his own. So Sukuna doesn't immediately kill Yuji when he tries to fight him.
Yeah.
So I would say that their cursed energy is still tied together because Megumi was still able to actively suppress Sukuna's power just by virtue of him sharing the same body.
Yeah, in a way that because Yuji, like, it's connected in the sense that Yuji can resist. Well, he actually can't, because we know he can't because he didn't. Otherwise, the people in Shibuya would still be there. There wouldn't be a fucking like huge death toll in Shibuya if Yuji could fucking control that.
They mess with Shibuya. I love Shibuya.
They killed a shit ton. Sukuna killed a shit ton of people. The point is that when Sukuna takes control of Yuji's body, it's Sukuna. It isn't like, and there's never going to be a point where like they team up and it's like Naruto and Kurama where they use their powers together. Nope. Yuji is absolutely going to fight Sukuna. And like DJ said, he isn't in Sukuna isn't in his body anymore.
Yeah, he's not in Sukuna's body right now. However, but like a peak power, Yuji would still have Sukuna as like a failsafe, like when he could transform.
It would be a different character. It'd be a different character possessing Yuji's body. That's the debate: is does Sukuna count? But Yuji really never. Quick. Yeah,
we have heard the term Sukuna about 7,000 times.
I told you who Sukuna is. Sukuna is a.
I know.
And also, I know. Chad's the one who's at it. I know who Sukuna is. I'm all about Sukuna. You know,
exactly. But so it's like I would love to get an idea of like these people's powers and things like that. If you could help me to have a better understanding and do that while I talk about our first sponsor, BetterHelp. To collect thoughts.
Yeah. And there's not a better pitch for BetterHelp than hearing us talk about this, because people are tuning in and it's like, what's wrong with these people?
Yep.
Yes, it's like Parallax. That's a great comparison. Parallax.
Well, I was going to say maybe like to help Chad understand, it's like Sukuna is Itadori's Nine Tails, where it's like,
it's not like that.
You're saying that the difference is that since Itadori can't tap into it, opposed. Okay, you're further along than me, but I feel like they're opposed, but they're like enemy is my friend.
Not at all. Okay. No, they are deathly opposed. Yuji wants to fucking kill Sukuna. Sukuna wants to fucking kill Yuji. Yuji's body was a prison for him. Megumi's body is a vessel because Megumi had curse techniques on his own. Chad, go.
All right. Thank you. Because this show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Man, these anime episodes get wild. All right. Sometimes in life, I should probably put the read right here so it looks better. All right. Look. Sometimes in life, we're faced with some tough choices, and the path forward isn't always easy or obvious. Even if you're not in a challenging situation right now, I'm sure you know life always has challenges in store for the future. Whether you're dealing with decisions around your career, relationships, or anything else, therapy can help you stay connected to what you really want while you navigate life, so you can move forward confident and excited about what comes next. That's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. Even if you haven't experienced traumas that would absolutely benefit from therapy, there's still a lot to gain here. With a good therapist, you can learn positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, and be the best version of yourself. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/cast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/cast. You love BetterHelp. They've been a sponsor for a while, and let's be real, everybody could use some therapy. So hit them up. Try it out. They're great. Thank you, BetterHelp. All right.
Let's talk about Denji.
I'm up to speed.
Yeah, let's go. Let's start. Yeah, let's go to Denji, and we can start going through strengths, power, all that.
The comparison, because the reason we bring up Sukuna is because like the connection between these two characters is that they. Let me just a little less headroom. The connection is that both these characters have demons inside of them. They're like demon empowered. Denji has Pochita. Pochita was Denji's dog. his cute little dog who had a chainsaw for a nose. But it turns out that Pochita is actually the Chainsaw Devil. So
Right.
Chainsaw Man is a series in which there are devils, and those devils
They represent
embody
everything.
concepts. Yeah,
Right.
Like there's the War Devil, there's the Darkness Devil, things that your people are scared of. Kind of like curses in Jujutsu Kaisen. But like concepts. They embody concepts. And Pochita was just Denji's name for the weakened version of the Chainsaw Devil, the fear of chainsaws. They made a vow, Pochita goes into Denji, kind of similar to Sukuna, but he doesn't eat him. But it's like he goes into him, and Denji becomes like, I don't think is Denji a fiend? He's not a fiend, right? He's different. He's like a special thing because he's like
Denji's a hybrid. He's not.
He's a hybrid. That's right.
Yeah.
Or he's like both the Chainsaw Devil and a human, and he can switch between those forms. He has like 3 forms essentially: his human form, his like Chainsaw Man form, which is kind of the mix, and then he can go full like Chainsaw Devil.
He cannot actually.
Yes, he can.
Not the last one. No, that's Pochita. When Denji was separated from Pochita turned into like the full Chainsaw Devil. That was like the whole deal. I guess unless you're talking about like the Hell Devil arc, but even then that would just still Chainsaw Man. Like that was just like the second version.
Okay.
Like, the second version. There's no third version.
That third form also doesn't like offer any sort of unique powers that regular Denji doesn't have.
I'm just correcting you because you were wrong.
I'm gonna get into that because you actually just said that, except unless you're talking about the Hell Devil arc, in
there's
which
no
case
3
you
forms.
are
There's
correct.
2. There's 2. Let's go. All right, let's go.
Shut the fuck up. You literally just said you're wrong, except for that time when you're right, but you're wrong. Shut the fuck up. So what makes the Chainsaw Devil special, besides having fucking chainsaws and being able to like rip out the chains and use them as like grappling hooks and shit like that, is that anything that he eats, at least any devil that he eats, its concept is erased from existence. So Pochita was like eating the fucking like atomic bomb devil, and it wiped out the concept of atomic bombs. People don't remember them anymore. Makima kind of did, but even that in the memory was like fading.
But they still had happened. It doesn't like rewrite history.
I guess not. I don't know if it rewrites history. I don't think it does. It
doesn't rewrite history. It just removes that.
It just removes it from
concept.
No one thinks of it. No one knows about it. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't know about it.
Man, I could have him eat a lot of things right now to make the world a better place.
Well, you share the point of view of the villain of the series. Of
the
first part. And oh my god, fuck, sorry. But yeah, okay. He also has an insane healing factor. He can anything short of like disintegration. He's never regenerated from disintegration, but he can be stabbed. He can be ripped apart. At one point, and Mike, I'd love so much for you to bring up image. I'm just holding this out for dramatic effect. Could you bring up images 3 and 4? This is
for his regeneration.
This is for his regeneration. This is the best version of it. He's shot into orbit by Makima, rips out his heart, and then chucks it. And this is image 4. He's in space right now. He rips out his heart and throws it back down, and then the heart regrows a body around it.
He rips out his own heart.
Yeah, and throws it down
in space.
Pochita is his heart. And then reforms back down. So that's the best healing that he's done. He regenerates
Denji,
when he pulls out his cord. It doesn't. DJ, does he? Because can he not regenerate? Can Denji not regenerate?
He can regenerate, but that's Pochita. That's different.
Pochita is him. Pochita, they have the same powers. He is the Chainsaw Devil. Shut up.
You go.
Wait, let's back it off here a little bit. It's okay. Let's hear. So that was a different character.
Can Denji not?
Was that like the previous person that the Pochita was inside of?
No, that's Pochita.
Oh,
Denji can do that. Is the point that I'm making. DJ is just splitting hairs.
The argument that I would make here is that
when
he fought I'm making the argument.
Okay, so, great.
The argument that I'm going to make here is that while Pochita can do this, and this is just like the full spread of the Chainsaw Devil, whenever Denji is in like a fight where he's fighting like against terrible odds, whenever he usually gets beaten up, he can't usually regenerate that fast. He usually needs blood or something, some sort of blood transference to at least get better. And it can't be his own blood. So that what he usually does to regenerate, like if I'm thinking back to like the Leech Devil or even the Hell Devil, whenever Denji was in control, is the fact that whenever Denji is battered down, he can't just like regenerate just like completely fine. He needs some blood for it. Pochita, since he's like the full Chainsaw Devil, that there may be another argument there, since that's like Pochita's literally Chainsaw Devil, so like ripping out the heart and throwing it, he's just reforming himself again. But that's not Denji. Denji was on the surface level hiding from Makima during that fight, and Pochita was too busy actually fighting Makima.
All devils need blood. When they take enough damage, all devils need blood to regenerate. That's not like a thing that's unique to like a half-formed devil. Pochita would as well. It's just that Pochita at that point had not received enough damage to need that.
Yeah, and Itadori's got blood, right?
He does. He does have blood.
Now, there's something I did want to bring up. So,
Yeah.
Mike, if you would please bring up Soul A1, A2, and A3, and we can
You
go
just
by.
number them like 1 through.
Yeah, I could. I'm keeping it organized for Mike.
There's a cat behind you.
Yeah, there's a cat.
Did you keep your
So-
cat organized?
Yeah, I
I
did
don't think so.
actually.
I don't think so.
All right, so there's a character in Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, I believe this is the wrong scan. The soul scans.
See,
So basically,
numbers.
Yeah, probably. So in Jujutsu Kaisen, there's a character named Mahito, and he
Yeah.
is able to essentially know the shape of his soul and repair his body that way. Now, he specifically says that he's not healing from it, so it's not like a healing factor or anything. However, whenever him and Yuji fight for the first time, and this is Yuji when he barely has a concept of curse energy, he's just using Divergent Fist, which is just like an imperfect version of it. He was able to hit directly at Mahito's soul and prevent him from regenerating. So Mahito has to change his strategy whenever fighting Yuji in order to not sort of like get hit and damaged in the same sort of ways that he's not used to. So I believe that Yuji, even if like Denji is able to like regenerate, I think he has a way to bypass his defenses by directly attacking his soul, because souls do exist within the Chainsaw Man universe.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mhm.
So yeah, he's got regeneration. Probably could use some blood, but I think that's again on hand. But attacking the
I guess
soul
my
directly.
counter to that would be that Yuji does this to everybody. Like Black Flash is not a unique technique to Yuji. In fact, one of the things with Yuji is that he doesn't have like his specific like special curse technique yet. Black Flash is like a general technique that people use on each other, and it doesn't like immediately shut people down. It's a really strong hit, essentially. And the fact that like with Mahito, his soul is connected to his ability and his body. Like he is changing the shape of his soul in order to change the shape of his body. And he does it to other people. But like Denji's body can be blown apart. So the damage that it would do to his soul would just be reflected in his body, which would blow him apart, which he would just heal from. Like we've never.
But it's
seen
still
it,
attacking his soul.
right? But we've never seen it like break somebody or prevent them from healing or prevent them from like
we
fix
see it with
themselves. But he does. He heals himself, right? Like he does it.
Yeah, he like he said, okay, as long as I maintain the shape of my body, then like the shape of my soul, then I'll be fine. But then he's still bleeding. He's like, oh, he knows how to attack my soul. And then when they have their standoff, it's like, as long as I don't make myself like a big enough target for him to hit, since he knows the shape of my soul, then I should be fine. But I just need to have better control over my idol transfiguration, which is the name of this sort of technique where he changes the shape of his soul.
Right, but he can't like Mahito,
but he
like,
sees Yuji as a direct threat since he knows the shape of his soul and he's able to directly attack it.
Sure. But like Denji can literally like lose limbs, be blown to like he can just be like a heart, like just literally a heart, and can still heal from that, like which is beyond what Mahito can do. Mahito can like do similar stuff to that, but like.
Yo, Jito Onk says, didn't Sukuna rip out Itadori's heart after consuming the finger from the finger bearer?
Yes, he did.
And did
he ripped out his heart? But the thing is that actually technically killed him. However, when they made their duel, Sukuna was just like, yeah, I can repair our body. Like, you don't have to stay dead. But I'm gonna need like control of this body whenever I say secret keyword. So he just repairs his body with curse
That's
technique.
in chain, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ify, what's up?
Yeah, I'm jumping in. There's lots of good points being made, but and talking about the commonalities of Black Flash and all that stuff, I do think we do have to assume that Itadori, it is something within him that makes it better, because Nanami was there and saw what was happening, and if it was that common, I would assume that he would have just started doing the same thing. So I think we have to agree that in fact was a move that was common, and I would like to hear the defense against it and less of why it wouldn't work.
Wasn't Nanami doing the same thing? Like, there was a point where he and Yuji were just like
battering
the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
They were just creating the greatest gif of all time. But
Yeah.
They were jumping
Nanami
the fuck
can
out of
do
him.
Black Flash too, right?
Yeah, but
do
I was
Black
talking
Flash
about
as well.
Divergent Fist, which is not,
Oh, that's
which
right.
is an unrefined version.
Which
of
he
it.
forgot.
Black Flash is something different.
Itadori forgot how to do Divergent Fist, right?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He
said,
in his
I
battle
forgot how to
against
do it.
No, in his battle with Chozo, he learned how to use Divergent Fist again, just to like lag his attack, so he can have a better chance again. He didn't.
When did he
completely
say he
forget about
forgot? He literally did say, I forgot how to do this.
it. Yeah, he just stopped using it for a little bit, but he still has it.
And he literally,
Because that's just not, because when Toto taught him how to better use Curse Energy, he just stopped using it because he had better refinement over it. But Divergent Fist is still something he has. Yeah, he could just do it. Like, there's no reason why he just wouldn't do it in a fight.
To be honest, I was looking at the Discord and they were talking about that, and somebody said, like, no, he literally said, quote, I forgot how to do that. But I didn't check that on my own. So maybe not.
So can you give us, like, we've got into a lot of specifics, but like just like general, like, can we get some like speed, some like strength levels, like just some stuff to like let us know, like,
give
what
me
these
a side of
characters
this,
are
give me a little bit of shake of that. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so Mike, if you can bring speed and power, this is just like the power of Black Flash.
Yeah.
So the power of Black Flash, this is just like 2-in-1, speed and power. This is specific for this move, but I think this can also apply to just generally Yuji's reaction. So whenever they do Black Flash, which is just an enhanced version of a cursed energy technique, whenever you're in the zone and you're able to output a lot stronger energy than you normally have, Yuji can output curse energy of that power to 2.5, which is fucking insane. But on top of which, in order to do a Black Flash, you need to apply curse energy to your movements in a microsecond. Now, this is interesting because within 1 meter of a microsecond, if you're able to like throw a punch in and that punch is like 1 meter, and you do it in a microsecond, that alone is already near Mach 3000, massively hypersonic. The specific number is like Mach 2900, 2915, somewhere around that. And this would absolutely scale to just his reactions in general, because in order to do Black Flash, you need to be able to just fucking apply that energy right then and there. And Maki on this panel, they're fighting Sukuna right now, and Sukuna's like battering the fuck out of them, and Maki just like, hey, can I speed this up? And just know that what I just said was like really early on in the series when they're fighting just like regular cursed spirits like Namini and Jogo. But when they're fighting Sukuna, Maki's like after they're way fast, he's like, can I speed these up? He's like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, go ahead and speed things up for me. And he's able to fight on like people that are way above these special grade curse energies early on in the series just fine. They're able to just keep up with him in speed. And mind you, I know Liam's going to say that Megami was suppressing his curse energy. However, that wouldn't apply to speed, since curse energy is mostly used in applications of power and technique, not for speed. So this would just be completely fine.
Yeah, it is used in speed. I don't know why you're
only for certain curse techniques.
No, it's used to enhance their speed too. You see characters with higher curse technique or cursed energy be faster.
Like the Zenin clans have specific curse techniques that apply to speed, but generally, like, they're all in sort of similar leagues of speed. Besides, like, maybe Maki because she's like superhuman, but that gets into a whole nother bunch of shit.
No, Gojo blitzes the fuck out of weakened Sukuna when Sukuna only takes control of Yuji's body. He's way fucking slower because his curse energy is a lot lower than it would later become. Characters that have higher curse energy
Sukuna was able to
faster.
fight. The reason why he was able to blitz him that fast in the beginning of the series was because of Limitless. He literally states like, wait, my shit should be connecting right now, but something's up. He literally says that in like episode 1 of the series.
You're right. That is the reason why in that instance, but like there are plenty of like, what are you talking about? It's a key technique. Like, it's the same thing. It scales up with strength. The Zenin clan has specific or speed scales up with speed. The Zenin clan has specific like speed-based techniques, but that's the same as like anything else. Like it characters that have higher cursed energy are absolutely faster. Like they absolutely do blitz. I don't know what you're meaning. And specifically in that instance, I was actually going to say that Sukuna says or mentions that Itadori is moving a lot slower than Maki is. Maki is a lot faster than Itadori is. She doesn't have any curse technique or cursed energy, but that's because she's a special case. There's a special. The Zenins are like Toji, or like they're really fucking strong and fast, but they don't have curse technique. Whatever. Okay, let's talk about.
So massively hypersonic on speed is where we landed for Itadori.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
We can get into attack potency after Liam's done. But go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So let me. The Gun Devil is the best speed feats there. The Gun Devil is able to, in its first appearance, Mike, if you could bring up images, eat pop boop. 10 and 9. I saved them in the wrong order, so if you could do 10 first and then 9, I'd appreciate that. 10 and 9, where he's able to, he essentially travels the entire world and blows the shit out of it. This is like November 16th, 10 a.m. The Gun Devil hits Japan, blows. This is what the Gun Devil did. You don't have a 9? It's the one of it's the picture of the kid who's like, and there's a bunch of like words and stuff. But essentially, I can just describe what happens if you don't have the image.
Dr. Fiction, Gun Devil scales to a real gun.
Yeah.
So bullet speed.
He goes through the entire world. Like he shows up in the United States, Canada, Hawaii, China, the Soviet Union, Mexico, and India, and is like blowing the shit out of it. And based on that, he should be about what does it say? What was the calc done? This is a calc versus Battles Review. About 1,500 times the speed of sound. So half as fast as the speed that the DJ had, but something that's half as fast is still well within the range of like you're still keeping up. You're not like you don't start to get like blitz stuff until about 10 times faster. So he is a little slower, but not enough to like completely change an outcome of the fight.
All right.
And you can keep up with the fact.
Good info to know.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you got lots to talk about. So I've got some info that I've been asked to relay from Ben here. So let me go ahead and do that real quick.
Let's do it.
And that is for what's going on. Throw the graphic. We haven't used that in a while. All right.
I thought we had nothing to announce.
I with a little bit of announcement, but I get to read this verbatim, and then we're not going to be talking about it more. All right, so just a little bit. So a new champions ballot is in the works. Soon you'll be able to post matchups in our champions Discord that will be in the running for a guaranteed episode in Death Battle Season 11. Only champions will be able to submit to the ballot. By the way, one of the episodes decided by last year's vote is almost here. Bill versus Discord will debut on September 10th. More info to come next week. There we have it.
That's exciting.
So get excited.
I'm really excited because I've been cooking.
Yep.
I can't say more, but I've been cooking. The
yep.
mods,
that's it.
You made some lasagna. It was delicious.
Some
DJ,
spaghetti.
I wanted to let you know that if you send lasagna over UPS, it takes a little while to get here. It was moldy, but I'm sure it was delicious when you made it initially.
We still have so much more to talk about, but I could derail it because I wanted to talk about the whole Luis and KFC thing. I'll save it for. We'll do the post show. We'll do the post show. Man, Gelatin Man gifted out 20 memberships, getting hyped for the announcement. Thank you, Gelatin Man. Now, hey, maybe you'll be able to participate in the ballot. We'll see. Man, Iffy, what, dude? They've been going, man. How are you feeling?
I mean, it is a lot of, it's like a tennis match because there's information being dropped and then disputed, new information being dropped and disputed. It could be anyone's game here.
There's a knife fight at the end of these. Like if we come to a part where we're not sure who wins, DJ and I have to like fight with knives.
Yeah, I have to go over to where Liam is. We do have to kill each other.
I have
I mean, y'all have been on. y'all have been on that path, man. Like normally this is a lot more casual, but here's the problem: is that they both know about both series.
Yeah.
Normally it's like I know about one, I know about the other, and like here's like little things I've heard, but this is leading them both to be like nuh-uh, and they'd be like yeah, and it's like
we both know the ways in which we're like curving arguments in order to sound better, and we both are like going like
exactly. So, but the chat and I don't know either of these series, like so we've got speed locked down. We know that that Itadori is faster than Denji. But let's talk about, we're about to go into like probably power scaling, like how powerful they are, right?
Well, Denji's best friend is literally named Power, so get wrecked, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Well, that's just science.
Might as well just leave. I might as well just fucking leave. I obviously lost. So for Itadori's power, so at this current point in the story, with or without Sukuna, he doesn't need this, but he does scale to it right now because throughout this series he's just shown to be on the level of like the special grade curses that the school usually fights. This is Hamini and Jogo. Primarily those are like the reoccurring villains until Shibuya season 2 spoilers. So during I mean, if you've been here this long, that you've already been spoiled, but if you can bring up the translation, Mike, this is one of Jogo's techniques. He throws whenever Sukuna and Jogo fights, and mind you, he's fighting Sukuna here, but Yuji scales above this at this point in time. So he throws a massive fucking meteor at him, and it does like a good considerable amount of damage. It like blows up like a whole town, like a whole city block. However, the statements that, and I will read this off. When translation, it says, a scorching hellfire born from the wrath of the earth. From a crater set in its palm, the ground, or a wall, he spews out high-temperature flames and magma, burning his target in an instant. In addition, he also possesses a powerful technique called Maximum Meteor, which is what I just talked about, which drops a huge meteorite that can turn a whole town in all 4 directions into ashes and dust. There's been several calcs for this, but the calc that we can use just to turn like a whole sort of Shibuya-sized area into ash and dust with accounting for buildings and everything would be 682 kilotons of TNT. Now that's around the level of like the Typhoon Devil, which Liam will probably get into. But if you remember, Black Flash actually, like whenever he does Black Flash, it multiplies his power by 2.5 times. So if we were to stack this and say, okay, by this point in the story, Yuji's gotten obviously stronger than Jogo. That's just kind of the point right now. And he's already like a lot stronger. Even just like without Sukuna, he's just super strong anyway. That's kind of his whole fucking deal. Multiply that by 2.5, by the power of 2.5, it gets into the gigaton range, which is about like, I believe 66 gigatons is what I calced it to be before the cast. So obviously like a power exponentially higher than anything relative in Chainsaw Man current. But that would be only for Black Flash.
Interesting to hear the
regular curse techniques, 682 kilotons. Whenever he uses Black Flash, would be 66 gigatons.
Interesting. Great. Cool. Also, Kinjarex, thanks for the 10 memberships. Appreciate you. All right.
Well, Liam? First off, Mike, I just sent you an image. You don't have to share it. I can just describe it.
Oh, he's pulling images on the fly now. All right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we actually talk about... there's actually a specific page in the manga that discusses the relationship between Yuji's power output and Hanami. Hanami is super tough. It says, this is supplementary info 4. Hanami is super tough. Jogo is technically stronger considering how their elemental types match up. Jogo has fire. Hanami is like plants and shit. And Hanami. However, if you were to ever receive 5 of Itadori's Black Flash's attacks on top of Todo's, another character's cursed energy-infused playful Cloud Strike, as Hanami has at this point, he would die instantly. The relationship between their power is not brought up in terms of like Yuji punching normally. It's with Black Flash. Black Flash is the ability that he uses in order to be able to hurt these characters. So in order to use that, like the Black Flash multiplier, is forgetting the fact that like Black Flash is what he does in order to actually give them like serious fucking damage. So
he was still okay. Go ahead.
So like using that multiplier is forgetting the fact that like if that were true, then Black Flash, if it were true, then Black Flash would instantly fucking kill them just one. And he's talking about 5 on top of an extra attack. Black Flash is how Yuji deals serious damage to these characters, not like some attack that fucking instantly vaporizes them. So I would not say that you can add that 2.5 times.
Okay, so the 2.5
power.
multiplier. So obviously, I was talking about like Yuji currently. He's stronger than he was in Shibuya. He's fought special grade curses since then. Chozo's
but we don't know by how much. That's the thing.
However, you stated that he needed Black Flash to do serious damage to Hominy. That's not necessarily true.
None.
He was still able to hurt Hominy. However, in order to deal like incredibly like near death fatal wounds, then yes, you could say that like he needed Black Flash. However, him and Toto just alone, just punching Hominy was still like doing considerable damage. He explicitly states that each of them has the power to damage me considerably on their own. And this is just like when she's getting normal punches from him.
Yeah, he can be hurt with those normal punches, but like the multiplier that you're laying out, like if that were the case, if his attacks were like that powerful at base, then that multiplier, like to the power of 2.5 times, would like instantly fucking kill them. So I'm just saying that the scaling chain is not exactly 100% there. But let's talk about power for Denji. So Denji was able to fight Makima, who herself was able to fight the Gun Devil. Somebody brought up like, oh, Denji technically fights the Gun Fiend, not the full Gun Devil. I don't know if there's like a specific like a difference in the level of power between the Gun Devil like inhabiting Aki's body versus the full Gun Devil. But Makima fights the Gun Devil and Denji fights Makima, so there's a scaling chain regardless. And remember, the Gun Devil, like, not only is it able to fire those shots at that speed that we're talking about. I should bring up what the fucking Gun Devil looks like, actually.
It's awesome.
I
remember this. I remember this from the last time we did a Chainsaw Man character.
We bring up image 8. Yeah. We bring up image 8.
If you check this out, this is the Gun Devil is rad.
The Gun Devil is a gigantic, like, skyscraper-sized fucking monster with a shitload of guns. If there is a thing that's a Gun Devil, that's what it fucking looks like, right? Like, this is what that is. This is the apex.
I don't know. Rio Blast from He-Man. I'll still argue.
Yeah.
Who's coming back in the next season? He was in the trailer. Anyway.
It can vary depending on like what exact like mass you use for the Gun Devil, but just the Gun Devil like moving around the planet at those speeds gets into like the megatons range. I've seen like single digit megaton. I've seen triple digit. I think single is probably a little safer, but that would actually be above what we see from DJ's calc.
But only slightly. If it's single digit megaton, then it'd only be slightly, even if that was true.
Yeah, but it means that he'd have a strength advantage, and a durability advantage, on top of being like only half in speed. So I think then stats would be relative, if not actually slightly in Denji's favor, only because power energy calcs help out with both strength and durability. As opposed to just be, but whatever.
Now the rebuttal that I'll have to that is that we don't know the specifics of how Makima killed the Gun Devil. What we do know is that she utilized the Punishment Devil as well as a bunch of devils on top of the Gun Devil in order to essentially crush it and kill it. And then the Gun Devil had to hide within Aki's body. And then, well, I guess Makima probably put the Gun Devil in Aki's body. Doesn't really matter. And then send that towards Denji. Now, Denji / Pochita, I know you're saying like Denji fought him. It was Pochita. I'm gonna be anal with that with that sort of delineation. We
literally see Denji like crying over his fucking dead body as he has his chainsaws in him.
Here's
what are you
the
talking
thing.
about?
Makima, whenever she fights Denji / Pochita, she doesn't utilize the Punishment Devil nor as many of the curses that she had like in the same sort of formation that she had versus the Gun Devil. Like she
still uses a shitload of devils like against him, right? Like
yeah, a shitload of devils.
And she admitted that fighting Pochita was pointless. She says, "Well, this is hopeless." That's like one of my favorite panels from Chainsaw Man. In fact, she goes, "Oh, this is pointless," or "This is hopeless." She literally can't beat Denji or Pochita.
But she didn't fight but he didn't fight that specific formation of
right. But those devils that she used, like some of them used hacks, but some of them would have had to do physical damage in order to him. So we know that he scales to an extent.
That Makima has the same durability output as the Gun Devil, that she needed a ton of other devils to utilize in order to break it?
I think that like if you're able to, if you scale in terms of strength, then your durability is going to have to be relative, especially with somebody like Denji, or else like his own punches would like obliterate his body.
I'm saying does Makima scale fully because she utilized other curses. she got shot by it, but she still died. Like, it literally says, "This is the recorded death of Makima," and then she just regenerates from it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, she
But
still
like
gets shot.
the devils that she used are able to still do damage, and those devils, like Chainsaw Man, is the most powerful of the devils. It's like the one that like is the one that is feared above all of them. It's the one that fights all of the devils that she throws against him.
But however, when they are fighting the Chainsaw Devil, Makima is like, "Oh, I've weakened the Chainsaw Devil considerably by like putting it in the public conscience, so it's actually weaker now."
But she still fights him
Well,
before that,
but
and he fights the Gun Fiend with Aki, and there's no
I have
again, there's
something.
no stated
Hey,
difference between the Gun Fiend and the Gun Devil.
I have something that I need to put in the public consciousness,
Yeah.
and then that is HelloFresh, because this episode is also sponsored by HelloFresh. Yeah, that's right. I'm on my segues, Iffy. It's my pride and joy. All right, fall is right around the corner, and HelloFresh is here to help you plan for the busy season ahead with tasty dishes delivered to your door. Simply choose your recipes and pick your delivery date, then enjoy the last days of summer knowing dinner is covered. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-proportioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. As somebody who is, so I personally really love cooking. I love it very much. But one of the things that is like, finding new recipes and prepping all this stuff drives me nuts. But that's why I appreciate how HelloFresh makes meal prep way easier. It's so much simpler to have everything ready to go. And if time is of the essence, look for their quick and easy dinner options. All you need is 15 minutes, and you'll be enjoying a tasty, satisfying meal made in your own kitchen. Go to HelloFresh.com/cast50 and use code cast50 for 50% off plus free shipping. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/cast50 and use code cast50 for 50% off plus free shipping. Thanks again to HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Also, another longtime sponsor. We appreciate them. Go.
Yeah.
You need food.
Thank you, guys.
It'd be smacking, man. I got, my movie pod sponsored by HelloFresh. I mean, we whipped up a couple of things. They got that firecracker meatball. That shit goes hard. And then they did the spicy like chicken with the panko crumbs. That shit goes hard.
Yeah,
They got
yeah,
good
yeah.
snacks.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for some good snacks, go ahead and use that promo code. I'm
There
gonna
you
need
go.
a pay bump for that one, Chad.
Yeah, I was like, hey. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead. Don't worry. I'm gonna send the Cash App request.
Yeah, no, show your
Send that
podcast
invoice.
or what you're working on right now that you want to point people
Yeah, go
towards.
for it.
Now's a good time for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maximum Film. We talk about movies and such. That's every Friday. Definitely. And just you keep an eye out on social media. It's got a lot of fun stuff to announce coming up soon. Stuff I can actually announce. So check that out.
Yeah, and then also if you do stand up.
Oh yeah, that's why I said follow me so I can let you know when I'm coming to your city with some shows. I'm already in a string of emails getting these shows together. But last Friday I was in St. Louis for exactly 8 hours because
Nice.
I was gonna feature for my buddy Garrick, and I flew out and I told him. And here's some real life foreshadowing, and I'm gonna throw Garrick under the bus here because I flew all the way to St. Louis and had to fly back. We were picketing on this picket, and I was like, "Yo, I didn't ask what time are you getting to St. Louis because I'm gonna be there in the morning. Maybe we'll grab some food." He's like, "I'm getting there right before the show, buddy, but we can get into something the next day." I was like, "Sure, okay." So I take this red eye. I don't even sleep. I sleep midnight, get there, check into the hotel, and I don't know what it is about like when you're taking an Uber for the hotel, but you always got to take the biggest dump. So I'm in the Uber fighting for my life. Shout out to that Uber driver. I know it seemed like I wasn't talking, but it was because I was using all my like demon energy or Pochita shit to keep my guts together. And so I get in, I take a nap, I wake up, and he was like, "I'm sorry, bro. I'll send you I'll still pay you for the weekend." I was like, what happened? Then I saw he's like, "Yeah, my flight got delayed." I was like, "Oh yeah, you put yourself in the position where your flight had to go perfectly." And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're flying anywhere, flights aren't going perfectly. You better give yourself leeway. Like plan your flights as if you expect it to get delayed because it probably will.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Agony says Garrick from Guilty Pleasures Pod?
No, Garrick. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. It's Garrick Bernard. TV's Garrick Bernard, single drunk female. And
nice.
he wrote on. I was gonna say.
Nope.
Yeah. He wrote on things.
Yep. And Iffy has also wrote on things.
Nope.
Yeah.
And that's it. We're not going.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all really go follow Iffy. It's a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially, and his social media in general is just wild. Take it from me.
I busted a.
That also gave me enough time to think of a good response to the scaling thing. Makima is able to harm the Darkness Devil with her telekinetic bangs. She's able to make it bleed, and the Darkness Devil is stated to be one of like the absolute most powerful devils in the series. Denji's able to, or Pochita, not that the difference matters when it comes to like their abilities, is able to tank the bangs, launching him into orbit, which is from that the scan I showed earlier. It pushes him, but it doesn't like vaporize his body. He's still like taking the hits. Also, the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen said that Denji wins. He actually didn't say that Denji wins. He said, "I'm predicting in the future that there's going to be a death battle cast between Liam and DJ about Yuji."
So now we're just lying.
And Liam is correct, whichever side he chooses. He didn't actually say that Denji wins.
So if Yuji has Sukuna, they scale to a black hole at the end. GG.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Go on.
That's not even like a joke. That's not even a joke. That's not even a joke. Yeah.
I know he's gonna bring up the.
Since we need we can bring up. I don't feel like we need to bring up Star Rage. The way I'm just gonna argue.
We don't need to bring up the feat. Fuck it.
I get okay. Since you want to be.
It is legit. It is a legit black hole. I did actually read the series.
Okay, so what's happening here? How did the black hole feat happen? Sorry, I was putting the poll in the thing.
So essentially, Yuki, was fighting Kenjaku, and one thing led to another, and she essentially sacrificed herself by utilizing her curse technique, which applies imaginary mass to her until she exponentially condenses into a black hole.
Okay.
So, yeah. So Yuki 1, 2, and 3, Mike. Those are where we have. Yeah.
There's no limit to the mass she can add. Okay.
They literally talk about density and gravity. Yeah, it's like. I remember us talking about this. Yeah.
And since Sukuna does scale to Yuki by virtue of being on par with Gojo right now, then he would get this if Yuji had Sukuna. So that's all I had to add.
Hold on. So does she die? Does she turn into the black hole, or does she just create a black hole? And
she turns into the black. She is the black hole. She turns herself into a black hole.
She's almost certainly dead.
Well, that's what I'm curious.
Maybe not.
Does she survive this by becoming?
She doesn't survive it, but other characters do. That was like the whole point.
Yeah. Kenjaku uses a technique that he's able to survive it, and he says that would have blown up the planet.
Yeah.
The thing though is that when Sukuna does inhabit Yuji's body, he isn't at full power, but he only gets to that level that he would scale after he's already left Yuji's body. The only reason he's able to keep up with Gojo in their current fight, is that he eats the rest of the last remaining fingers that he has, and his skull. They found his dead body, what he uses to replace one of the fingers that he couldn't find.
Now,
so he wouldn't.
To just like sum this all up, because we have to get to.
I was to say I got to get to community answers, and then we got to get to the voting and the polls. So we got to get moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and pull up community answers. If you want to pull up the first one, Mike, I'd appreciate it. All right. Nathan Brownlee says Yuji had superhuman strength and speed even before getting access to cursed energy. One solid black flash might be enough to incapacitate Denji. If not, Denji's chainsaws are directly fueled by his own blood, so Yuji just needs to wait it out to win. Interesting.
No. I don't think so.
Again with the no.
Denji would chop him the fuck up.
I did that once, and I was like, no, and you jumped down my throat. Like,
yeah, I get one as well.
Yeah,
what am I supposed to say to that? Like, wait him out? Like, wait what out? Denji's going to rip him apart.
Well, Itadori's faster. Anyway, all right, let's bring up the other one. The next answer. This one's going to be for Denji from Delete, I think it says. Denji wins, in my opinion. There's very little you could do against his full devil form. You can launch him into orbit, and he comes back unscathed, not to mention the stat advantage he has over Yuji, especially without Sukuna. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think there was somebody else that believed that Denji would win currently.
What?
TJ.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Shut the fuck
Do
up.
you have collusion?
Yeah, what is happening
DJ.
here?
What did you do? Did you have a Slack screenshot?
Mike,
Hey,
could you bring up
do not
image
bring
6,
up the
please?
fucking Slack.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, the
my
betrayal, the
God.
backstab.
Wow.
Mike, could you bring up image 6, please?
Do not bring up.
Let's.
Oh no, not image. That's not the right image.
No,
That's
what is
the
this
right
supplement?
image. This is image 6.
Oh my god, we have to
From
leave.
the first batch I sent you. Hang on, I can resend it if you'd like. I'm
Liam,
resending it.
would Denji actually? Man, I can't read this.
Actually
It's,
beat Itadori
Liam, you
at the
read it. You have
moment?
the actual one.
I'll read it. I have the actual thing. Would Denji actually beat Itadori at the moment? I'm still reading through it, but if Itadori doesn't scale, this is before I was just honestly asking this innocently. I was just curious and like striking up a conversation. But if Itadori doesn't scale way past Jogo currently, then Denji having way better regen. DJ responds, he was heavily outclassed by, I believe, 12-finger Sukuna, but Sukuna still acknowledges him as strong. He doesn't have much scaling, but if Yuji scaled reliably to Hanami, he'd still be stronger. I think there's arguments to be made that Yuji is just stronger than the antagonist of Shibuya arc right now since he punched out a powered-up Mahito. But to what extent? He really hasn't gotten that much to shine to say for sure. So yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the first.
All
Is this
right.
Death Battle Cast entrapment? Like what the
Yeah.
fuck? That was.
I'm
There's-
never
I
talking
was
to
waiting.
you.
I wanted to wait till the end to see how DJ, what the vibe was at, which is what
Yeah,
DJ
iffy.
said to me, and I was like,
yeah,
"That's what I'm doing."
coming
to
in
you.
with some
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering judge ass rules. There are a couple words,
Can't believe
active
it.
words in that question that I think protects DJ. One was at the moment. Now, is this at the moment the same moment we're talking about
is what
right
the
now?
fuck
No, it's no
No.
longer the moment. It's no longer the moment.
It
Actually,
is!
I retract that
No
statement.
chapter has come out since
I
then.
plead the fucking
Is-
fifth.
This was the current chapter, and nothing.
Okay.
Itadori didn't do anything in this fucking recent chapter.
I was like,
This
'cause
was last week.
All right.
This was last week.
We gotta get
Yes.
to the vote. I'm gonna kick it off, especially after that scathing reveal.
I can't believe it.
Iffy.
Can't believe it.
We've heard a lot, and you know we're both fans of anime, but that went deep, man.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We have two great debaters here. You know, we got a lot of good, anime kind of posters in the back of Liam. What's that one on the door?
That's Third Strike.
Third Strike.
And the one above it is Shin Megami Tensei. So not anime, but it's
Okay, all right,
anime
yeah,
enough.
okay,
That
Anime
counts.
adjacent.
That counts.
Yeah, yeah, and DJ
Anime
got
adjacent.
DJ got the OnlyFans blanket in the back. So
You know me.
like, so well, who did you main in Third?
First month
Strike?
is free.
Who did I main in
Who
third
did I
strike?
main?
Yeah, Liam.
Oh, go ahead.
I love this.
I
I love
mean-
this. Doesn't matter. He can get
Okay,
there any way he wants.
Literally, I'm really bad at doing charge characters, Ken, but spiritually Q. I love Q. I just
Okay,
wish I was better at charge characters.
Ken is the current bane of my existence. My vote is for DJ. All right.
Wow.
He also plays
Take
Ken in
those.
6. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I do play Ken in 6. So maybe
Oh,
that's I
double
do.
DJ. How do I vote more
Ken-
for DJ?
Ken fucks in 6. I'm sorry. He's so good.
all right,
So
cool.
much
So,
fun.
all right, so that's one vote for Itadori. Let's pull up the community poll and see what they voted for. Oh, that's
Itadori.
2 votes for Itadori.
Wow.
Wow.
However, I am gonna go, and this did not affect my decision. And as much as I love messing with Liam, I think see he gets so nervous because I could potentially screw him here. No, I think because of the scathing caught in 4K
Yeah, I
entrapment, which Ben always says by any means necessary. So you know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my vote to Liam. Congratulations, you got Denji. So that's 1 for Denji, 2 for Itadori.
God.
Let's go ahead and end the community poll, which I haven't even looked at yet, and see where we're at. All right, the poll has been ended.
Ooh.
This green apple tastes
Oh.
really good.
Y'all, I don't know if Mike's gonna bring it up because I never remember how this works because I never am hosting. That's 58% for Denji.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, okay. So
all
it's
right,
fine.
all right,
So,
all right, all right.
That's
Yes,
2
yes.
votes for Denji, 2 votes for Itadori, which means we throw it over to our technical director, Mike, who's been driving behind the scenes to. Mike, do you even have a horse in this race? Like,
A horse? No. But I do have a DJ.
Oh,
Let's go!
There you go.
Yeah.
Going for DJ. Man,
I was
all right.
worried for a second that my streak against Liam would have ended here, and I would have been so salty. But I'll take it.
Oh, look at
we get
him.
a DJ?
Good to end it via Cotton 4K. It's all right. I'm happy with the last minute sniper shot I got. I don't mind.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll
All
take
right,
it.
well there you have it. As far as today goes, Itadori wins that battle. That was fun. That was interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
Toss that in the mix for next season.
And another
debate.
DJ would have voted for
I was going
Denji.
to go in way more chill, but then Liam started turning up on me. I couldn't let that slide.
I'm glad y'all backed off a bit. Yeah, y'all did both have your like cat hiss back
You're
up
ready to
moments. And I
go.
was like, oh god.
I was like, just before I was like, yeah, I'm totally down to just be like chill about it. And then I was like, okay, I guess we
You
both have like a bunch of
started
stats.
it. Don't even
Nope.
pretend.
We're not doing this. We're over time. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. Iffy, thank you so much for being on. I hope you had some fun.
Yeah.
In this insanity. Y'all go follow Iffy. What's your show?
Yeah, go follow
What's your
Iffy.
social, Iffy?
Oh, Iffy Waddy Way on Twitter or X and Instagram. Definitely follow me there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much,
Yes.
guys. Hope you had a good one. We'll see you in the next one. Later.
Have a good one. See ya. Thank you.
Bye, guys.